The question. Thank you, Master. I have a question regarding the number 4. A few months ago, a person to whom I had introduced the Jungbub righteous law teachings mentioned to me that for decades, whenever they saw the number 4, it was followed by negative events, contracts falling through, attending a funeral, or witnessing death. They said just seeing the number 4 made them anxious. Hearing this, I searched for relevant lectures and sent them over, and I listened to them myself as well. Now, that person says they no longer see the number 4. However, since a few months ago, I have started seeing the number 4. I do not know if that fellow practitioner's sign, spiritual indicator, transferred to me, but recently, it has reached a point where I see it multiple times a day, sometimes up to 10 times. I feel that the reason this number 4 keeps appearing to me is because I still have many deficiencies in my spiritual studies. I would be deeply grateful if you could teach me what those deficiencies are.
When we are doing the study of nature, there are times when the number study comes in, number study. So we do not always have only a certain study come in, but at some times this study comes in, at some times that study comes in, at some times human study comes in, and at some times study about animals comes in, and even among animals, to do how they have relationships with humans, and animals made to fit the zodiac signs, this kind of study comes in as well. Everything unfolded in this, nature is our book, and it is a research material given to us. Even a single bacterium unfolded in this, nature is all a research material, but we, the gods, while coming to this earth, are living together with all this environment. Then, if we do not know about this, will it do? Depending on my own mass quality, nature is making me do that study. Therefore, humans came as humans to this earth, as gods to be made to study. To be made to study. Then there is a time to study, and there is a time to research. It is 2 stages, studying, researching, and unfolding, studying, researching, and unfolding. To do like this, we are currently here on earth as humans. Therefore, the reason why many plants, life, bacteria, and all living things are living on earth is that they made all the things for humans to study. They made things to research. And they made the environment to be able to comprehensively research the environment that can happen in nature. Taking it a bit like this, now if we talk about the character 444 foot on this Korean peninsula of our South Korea, that is in Joseon, how have we held the numbers and come until now? Numbers are also entirely included in philosophy, but on our Korean peninsula, what did they say? If we count the character 4 first, it is the character for death, sir. When talking about the character 4, it is made so that the character for death always comes to mind first. Then, why is it the character for death? It is because there is Satong, 4 communications, Satong. So, there are the 3rd dimension and the 4th dimension, and the 3rd and 4th dimensions bewilder us. This 4th dimension is the world of souls. If talked about as humans, those who ended their lives as humans, they are in the 4th dimension. This is the 4th dimension. But then what do they do in the 4th dimension? They have to come to the 3rd dimension again. The dimension where humans live is the 3rd dimension. When humans take off our physical body and exactly leave, we go to the 4th dimensional world. Because this 3rd and 4th dimensions exist simultaneously, it is said in the 3rd and 4th dimensions bewilder us, and this means it is the dimensional world where our gods live, living in the global village. Therefore, making you study 4 repeatedly right now is making you study the dimensional world. Then, depending on where you bring and apply the yardstick, you would do the character 4 study differently. People who like living as humans, finishing it, and going to the 4th dimensional world would count on their fingers and wait for 4. I wish I could go to the dimensional world too. I hate this dirty life of the human world. Then, if you leave the human world, what happens? Then you go to the spirit world. The spirit world is the 4th dimension. The human world is the 3rd dimension. You can separate it like this. Here now, if I unpack 1 or 2 things, if I try to unpack all of this long, I have to unpack it without limit. But if I unpack a little using the topic being talked about now, when our disciples get caught in the number 4, it is making you do the 4th dimensional world study right now. It is making you do the study of souls or something like this. So, at times like this, the spiritual realms will come a lot to do access. Then, it is fine if I have my power that can govern this. But if I do not have the power that can govern, I will be tormented a lot by these souls. If you do not know this and are being tormented and tormented, I become very black darkened, or things like this happen as well. Why? Because the soul comes and keeps rubbing like this. As I am wandering, I become a fellow who plays with ghosts. I have to speak the words a bit rigidly so that this becomes understood well. If I keep using good words, this does not get understood. So, this means ghosts, ghosts. Then, which one is a ghost and which one is not a ghost? Buddha is also a ghost, and that Jesus is also a ghost. Our ancestors are also ghosts, and our older brother ghost who died a while ago is also a ghost. They are all ghosts. They are ghosts. But those ghosts have differences in their grades. Differences in their grades. Depending on how much influence they gave to the global village while making sacrifices and going. If they gave enlightenment to the humans living in the global village, gave various study materials, and did some role inside many sacrifices, then this is a high-dimensional ghost. Looking at that, they are called Daishin great gods. Daishin whose dimension is high, it means a big god. They did a bit of many roles, therefore, they are in a high position. It is like this, and if they suffered a dog's death, they become a very bottom-level ghost, a bottom ghost. They couldn't do even a single role in society. There is nothing I did, there is nothing I received public merit for, there is no sacrificing. And they just died knowing nobody but myself. Then, a very low god, a ghost. It becomes like this. This is the difference. So, coming to our disciples like this, are the gods and souls who are connected with us in the dimensional world. But when these souls become affinity, and do so to the disciples, they approach while many such Pyojok signs come to me all like this. To govern this well, nature is making you do this study, the God study. In governing these kinds of things, there is a person who directly sees ghosts spiritually. There is a person who sees ghosts. There is a person who knows by sense. There are various ways to know by communication like this, and this is also various. There is a person who makes them know by giving Pyojok signs with the body. Those are also all being made to study. Since it is so, having this, it is not I directly saw it. So am I able to see it because I am a child of God? But there are special characteristics of the ability given to you. Every disciple is all different, and nature gives those kinds of talents of 50,000 methods. Some people, without even a single feeling, just hit with the body. Usually, if there is a person who has talent, you can see it as ghosts have properly come. Then, talent is also various. If there is a talent to do politics, then a political god has come. A political soul, Daishin great god has come. If one does business well, then an Updacian great god of karma business has come. Even if an Updacian has come, they are currently doing the manifestation of fortune. Then, if business terribly does not work, an Updacian came but the manifestation of fortune ended. But they keep trying to do business now. It doesn't work well. But Updacians are also various. There are gods that help in sales. There are gods that help in enterprise. There are gods that do in large business. For these kinds of things, you must look at the gods well. If you say, you would do fine if you do sales, why do you do large business? Then while doing sales, they earn money well. And while doing sales, what kind of things will be there? They must study this. Because they do sales, they meet many people, but there they meet people whose level is a bit less. Then what happens if you do enterprise? Enterprise does not meet many people, but they study while interacting and exchanging with people who have some level. Then what happens if you do large business? A business god comes, and if business goes well, this is doing the duty while meeting people of very high mass and high quality. This is large business. So, as you go up, the scope decreases. Why? Because the structure itself is made like a pyramid. So sales at the bottom, enterprise in the middle, large business at the very top. It becomes like this. Since the pyramid is like this, the top 30% like this, the number is not many. Then, coming to the middle 30%, the number becomes a bit more. Then, the bottom 40% the number becomes immensely many. It is low, but the number becomes many. It means we have to do a lot of studying while being mixed like this right now. If study is done to some extent here, you go up. If study is done more here, you go up more. It becomes like this. Doing like that, when we go to the fourth dimension, now 4 comes out. The one where we have life and are living in the third dimension is the third dimension. And grass leaves are also forming together inside the third dimension. Trees are also like that, and that animal is also like that. But that is not talked about as the third dimension. But what is constituting inside the third dimension is humans. And then going down to the twin dimension, there is the one that has animal flesh quality. That is the twin dimension. Why is it the twin dimension? We are a dimension that operates having the 3 energies of heaven, earth, and man Cheonji in Samgi. So it is the third dimension. And that living dog is a matter made of heaven and earth energy. So, because there is no soul, a dog as an animal, something like this, does not have me inside who becomes the master. It laid out and fashioned all matter while forming this global village. Therefore, there is twin-dimensional life and there is three-dimensional life. And humans are three-dimensional life. The 3 energies of heaven, earth and man are operating. It becomes like this. Therefore, that does not have man-human soul. Man. It means there is no ghost in that dog. Therefore, that is the twin dimension. Then, inside me, the soul spirit, Yonghon Shin, is entered. And if this comes outside, it becomes a ghost. And if it is inside, it becomes the soul spirit. Because it is allied like this, all three energies are entered, so living straightly, doing like that, if it is separated from this physical body, living in the fourth dimensional world, so now studying the fourth dimensional world is the very first. And then, while making you study the fourth dimensional world, usually, when do they touch the fourth dimension? At times like the month of April, fourth month, doing some soul deliverance J-do, or managing souls, or doing a gut shamanic ritual, having that kind of time to work with souls, is the fourth month, the lunar fourth month. That is good, and therefore at times like that, performing many rituals things like this are formed a lot. Therefore, when the character 4 is seen a lot, it is right now to make you study about the fourth dimension or 4. At times like that, even if you go anywhere, the character 4 is seen. Some people also see it as letters. Going somewhere and looking at a car number, it goes 4444. They don't look at other things as they pass by, but they look at that again. In that way, they say why only the character 4 is repeatedly seen like this. But there is entirely a reason inside. Inside that, studies are entered. And, making an affinity with someone over there, and asking where do you live, they say they live in Satong Saban Section 4 Unit 4. That is a public cemetery spot where people lie down, but they live over there. If you exactly point Satong Saban, it has a relationship with where people die. In that way, while repeatedly experiencing those things, it keeps making you do my study. Because nature is operating without being wrong by even 0 point on them, you can see that there is entirely a reason inside it. If you do that study well at that time, because of it, some work happens in society, and many revenues can come to me, and I can process many works. Those kinds of things are also present in our disciples. Therefore, do not be afraid of 4 since it came to me. Since it is trying to make me study, say thank you. And while sufficiently doing about 4 at that time, looking later, at some time 4 is not seen, and 3 is repeatedly seen. It seems you are trying to give me affinity with people. Thank you. Doing like this, you can just do as much as you can study about 3, can't you? In that way, whatever it is, let us not have a jinx, and when it comes to us right now, there is a reason. If we find this and are studying hard about it, because those are also works that must entirely be processed in this world, it is a very good thing for us. You can think like this.